Welcome on back to Pick Central Friday, little football Friday action. Today it's myself, Big Ev, Megan on Zoom. How we doing, Megan?
I'm great. How are y'all?
I'm great. I had a pretty good day gambling yesterday. You had a good day gambling
I've
yesterday?
been the last 2 days. I've been fucking hot.
Megan, did you or no?
3 day at the casino. I went 3-3.
That's so fantastic day.
Yeah, not bad. Not a losing day, so I'm good.
Brandon will be back Monday. I will be out Monday. But yeah, he'll be back. I don't know what's going on with him, but he'll be back Monday. Big Ev, Damar Hamlin, opening his eyes, breathing tube out, talking, FaceTiming the teams, fucking amazing. We're good. I'm so happy. I'm legit relieved. Like I was like, this man needs to wake up, and he woke up, talking to the team, giving just saying love you boys. The whole this is turning into a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously, I feel like I guess for me mentally, kind of the big hurdle I was really looking forward to was that he was breathing on his own. He's talking to his family. He's holding their hand. Talks with the team now. Very, very good news. It really is. It truly is. Like, almost feels like a weight was somewhat lifted off America's shoulders.
Yes, because it's like, weirdly enough, like not knowing how he was doing, watching football Sunday, I'd feel like disgusting almost.
No, for sure.
Yeah, like
and also his dad addressed the Bills as well, and I guess Josh Allen kind of came out and said that kind of made them. That was kind of the spot that was able to put them mentally in the place they felt like they were ready to play.
Yeah, and I mean him waking up, asking if we win, and the doctor's like, you could see at the end of a movie,
literally
saying like the doctor being like, "Oh, you won the game of life," and everyone starts crying.
Oh yeah, my mom would be sobbing.
Yeah, my mom.
Oh, I would. Yeah, I would be cutting onions for sure.
Yeah, I mean, but hey, it's amazing that he's up. But now we got to talk about they're not playing the game, which I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm glad Damar Hamlin's okay. I'm so happy. I think it's a mistake of what the NFL is doing. I think they did a good job of like waiting till he was okay, waiting on all of that. I think a neutral zone, a neutral place to play for the AFC Championship is crazy. I think it is. I think you play the whole season to solidify yourself when you're a Chiefs or a Bills or a Bengals team. You play all season to solidify that because it's such a fucking huge advantage. You don't want to go to Buffalo. You don't want to go to Kansas City. You really don't want to go to Cincinnati. You don't want to go there. And you play the whole season for it. I think that the bye week should be gone. They play their single game. And also now
But what bye week?
The Pro Bowl.
So you want this? You think they should have canceled the Super Bowl bye week?
Yes.
It's just tough.
Because also what? Now there's a fucking coin flip.
The coin flip thing is crazy.
What is that? Bengals Ravens if they play?
I think so.
Yeah, it's Bengal Ravens play. They have to do a coin flip. What are we doing here? The reason you play the season is for this.
No,
I feel like that's an egregious way to decide. Like a coin flip. Like after you said that we've played all season to solidify your spot, and like it's not just the players, it's the fans too. Like I mean, you have. I mean, imagine being like a Bengals fan and like waiting to go to that Bengals home game and then getting just absolutely like shafted out of it. As a fan, I feel like it sucks, but as a player, it sucks even more.
Yeah, and as we talk about this, like this was all like Damar Hamlin again. We covered he is okay, and we know, and I'm happy. Like the NFL did everything right up until right now. Like they waited, they canceled the game. Canceling the game doesn't make sense to me because it does. Like the Ravens got fucked. The Ravens could have potentially won the division if the Bengals lose that game.
I mean, and if you think about the Ravens-Bengals game from like a math perspective, so if you're like home field advantage is worth 4 points, it's like an 8-point swing either way.
Yeah.
In terms of like if one team is home, one team is
100%.
away.
And
like that's a lot. That's a lot to give up. A lot of edge to give up on just like a coin toss.
And I know they canceled the game, but like the Bills are still playing this weekend, so it's not like the players can't play because they're hoping their guys okay. Like if that was the case, that's fine. Like that's I don't know. It's a confusing situation.
No, I definitely like the coin flip thing is definitely tough. Like it's tough sell. It's tough sell to America, but
I personally,
at the same time, there's just like they're really just the way they do the scheduling. There's really isn't any like wiggle room besides canceling that week in between, which like so much goes on between those 2 weeks of like the teams going to the Super Bowl, like the travel, the whole media week, tickets. Like there's so much that goes on that's opposed to like a normal week that's not before
the tickets
Super Bowl.
wouldn't change.
No, but I'm saying people deal with like all their tickets and distributing them. That was just a minor thing, but I'm saying like there's a ton of shit that goes on between like making the Super Bowl and actually getting there, doing the whole media week. Like the whole thing is a big deal. So it'd be tough to cancel like that whole thing just to play like 3/4 of a game.
Yeah, but you're also taking 18 weeks to basically telling the team your 18 weeks meant nothing. Well, because what's so Ebo? Can we get because there's so many fucking scenarios with this now. Like if the Chiefs just win Saturday,
they'd be the 1 seed.
Yeah, they're just the 1 seed straight away.
But if the Bills won that Bengals game, would this change anything?
I think if the Bills had won the Bengals game and they had just won out, they would have been just the one seed straight away.
Exactly. So like this is the NFL basically, and I understand Hamlin thing again, but like that's just telling your 18 weeks meant nothing. If they win, they're gonna beat the Patriots. They just are.
They should. I mean,
but
on the other hand, the Bengals. So, I mean, the Bengals were. It was so early in that game to make any
no idea
determinations. But
yeah, I would agree with that.
But they also. I mean, but one could be like the Bengals were. They drove right down the field the first drive. They're up 7-3. They were driving right down the field the second drive. So I mean, just like I said, you can't like just say, oh, they were definitely going to win. They were winning the first.
No,
quarter.
You can't. Yeah.
But the Bengals could have been in a spot where they would have been if they had won that game, they would have slid to number 2. And then all of a sudden, say someone knocks off the Chiefs, then the Bengals would have been like the home team like the rest of the way.
Yeah, I think that the deleting that bye week, like the Pro Bowl, fuck the Pro Bowl. No one cares about the Pro Bowl. I know they're probably sponsors, all that stuff.
They changed. It's the first year they're not playing like a real game.
Yeah, but like you played a whole season. I think you deserve your home field. And Megan said it too. Like the fans, like that's you getting a home playoff game in your stadium. It's huge, and I don't know. I think that you gotta just play the game. There's a scenario that you can, and now you're just not doing it, and you're doing coin flips. And can you pull up, Ebo? If someone could pull up Joe Mixon's tweet. Joe Mixon went straight to the rule book. He went
like -4732.
Yeah, like he did first. His first screenshot was like, "This is the rule book, the NFL rule book," and then the second one was the actual rules. So we're not following the rules no more. Like that first picture's so funny. And then it's like if the game is canceled, a team standing in its division or its conference qualification as I can't see that or position in playoff seedings that shall be determined on the basis of its final record. When necessary, can't see those words, shall be calculated according to per game averaged for all the teams. Ebo, smart person. I don't know what the fuck I just read. You didn't read it either, did you?
Well, I didn't get into college because I could read well.
Do you understand that or no?
I'm gonna be honest. I no.
Yeah, I it seems like it seems like what the decision is wrong from that, but I don't understand it. But Joe Mixon's telling me that they're just not going with the rules.
You take Joe Mixon at his word?
No, but
I'm so confused.
I'm so confused too.
No,
Can we try to decipher this one more time? You pull it back up. The game was canceled. The team standing in its division against conference qualification. Well, it doesn't help that we're missing like 5 words.
Yeah, if we can move one of our screens.
Just zoom out a little bit.
There we go.
There's a wild card in the.
Those are really important words.
Qualification as a wild card of the playoffs.
Read it out loud.
In playoffs, seeding shall be determined on the basis of its final record. When necessary, playoff tiebreaker shall be calculated according to pure game average for all teams. Okay, so I guess he's saying like winning percentage.
Yeah, I think it's.
Is that what I'm? Am I getting that correctly now? Probably winning percentage.
But I feel like the
about
final record part is kind of like an issue because there's not a final record because the game wasn't played.
I think it's saying like going off, I guess, the final record like that you have.
We need a lawyer in here. We gotta get.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, let's go get Playboy Marty.
Playboy Marty's a lawyer?
He went to law school
What?
for a little bit.
That's not right.
You want me to go pull him?
I feel like Stephen
Mincy was
Che
in law
would-
school.
No, he was not. Yeah, he went to school long enough to be in law school, not to be.
I'm still just.
I think if someone could text Stephen Che, I feel like
There we go.
he would
That's a good one.
understand that.
He is here.
If someone could text him, I would like him to read that. But do you guys agree with me that like that, especially the coin flip to me actually is like, for a fan, I think it's funny.
No, it makes me mad. I feel like there needs to be like an athletic competition of some sort, whether it's like an Oklahoma drill or like who throws the furthest. Who I don't care. Just like
an
not a
accuracy competition or something like through
Yeah,
Burrow or
Josh Allen and Mahomes. I've seen who could throw it farther.
yeah, like that would be funny. But I'm only reason I'm thinking it's funny is because I'm picturing Frank the Tank going into a barbershop. Like, what was that?
In Friday Night Lights.
In Friday Night Lights. Like,
They literally,
Frank
flip,
the
they literally
Tank.
flip a coin and it's 2 of the teams are in and 1's out.
Yeah, Frank the Tank goes into the barbershop, flips a coin, and then just starts ranting about fucking the Dolphins being terrible. And then just nothing involving the teams that just got fucked. But, yeah, I think not even giving him a tie either was weird. I thought giving him a tie or something.
We'll see. I don't think you
A
could give
tie
him a
would have
tie.
given the Chiefs the 1 seed.
Yeah,
no
I
matter what.
don't think you could have given him a tie.
But the Chiefs just winning gives them it no matter what now.
Well-
So it's like,
Well, both the Bengals and the Bills beat the Chiefs, so, that's
what
where
happens?
it gets weird.
What happens if they give them both wins?
But you
Like
can't
both
do that.
I don't.
That's not crazy.
You
get-
That's not
That
crazy.
surely is crazy. Definitely cannot.
We're throwing coin flips out there. I think we could throw out wins.
Che will be here in about 5 minutes.
See, what would really get nuts, which I don't see it happening, would be if the Kansas City just lost this game.
Yeah, which I
That
don't
would solve a lot of
see.
problems.
I don't
Then
see.
both of them would be throwing a fit.
Yeah,
Basically, the winner would have been the 1 seed.
I don't see
As long as
Stidham.
they won this weekend too.
I don't see. Is it Stidham?
Yeah.
I don't see him beating the Chiefs.
He almost,
looked pretty
he almost
good.
beat the Niners last.
He almost beat the Niners. I don't know. It's just a weird. It's such a, and I love it. I love
Same for a
chaos.
roster spot next year, though. You got to think about that too.
Yeah, that's also true. No, they're.
No, these guys
I
will
wouldn't
play harder
wanna-
than you think. Like the last week of the season,
The Raiders are
even
definitely
even with nothing on the line.
No, the,
Well, because a lot of them have incentives they have to
no,
hit too.
teams with nothing on the line are way scarier than teams with something on the line.
They can't
Plus, the
because
Raiders always do well with ATS against the Chiefs, right?
Yeah,
They have been. Yeah,
And you
they
just don't-
They almost beat them earlier this year.
you don't want to play someone. You don't want to fight someone that has nothing to lose. You don't want to play someone that has nothing to lose because they're just going to go balls to the wall. It's their last game. They get to rest after this.
They're also all playing for jobs like next season too. Like
Yeah, no, it's a weird. This week gambling is fucking.
It's a weird. You got to
Awful.
tread lightly. It's a weird week.
because it's very hard. You got to be responsible when you're gambling this week because it's very, very hard to win, not knowing how the players are really feeling. Do they want to win? Do they give a fuck? Obviously, everyone wants to win,
Some of these spreads are crazy.
but yeah, let's go into some of these spreads. Well, I want to start with the Patriots Bills because as a gambler, you take everything into account. That's happening, correct?
Correct, of course.
Damar Hamlin addresses the team, asks, football guy of the week, football guy of the year. He wakes up. He's talking to the team. The Bills, the only thing and obviously everyone's like, okay, you got to take the Bills -7, no matter what, because they're going to be playing for Damar Hamlin. But if the Chiefs win, because the Chiefs play Saturday, the Bills have nothing to play for. correct? It's
believe
more second. They're just in second.
Yep.
They don't have home field, anything. Like, it's just. So now, does that teeter your decision, or is it still Josh Allen plays and they play for DeMar Hamlin? This is what's crazy about gambling.
Well, this is why you just don't know. That's
Yeah.
why it's definitely a wait and see. Like, I'm not putting any. Like, I'm not gonna put any bets until the hour or 2 hours before the game.
Oh, for sure.
You just have no idea what's gonna happen. Like, we've seen line moves crazy already this week. I mean, like the Dolphins and Jets lines been going back and forth. There's it's tough where you just don't know. I would think they're gonna play their guys. I mean, you just don't know. I mean, because the one thing is also, so I don't know if I think they might have this tiebreaker. I think if the Bills lost and the Bengals won, I think they might flip the 2 and 3, which that can matter because that's another home playoff game.
This is where
So I'm assuming the Bills, no matter what, are probably going to be playing their guys.
Yeah.
Can I ask y'all, do y'all think that this Bills game will be the most publicly bet game like in a long time?
Yes.
I feel like everyone in
Probably.
America is going to bet the Bills.
You're almost a piece of shit if you bet on the Patriots.
I almost kind of want to.
But I can't do it.
7's a lot of points.
7's a lot, but
On the road
a
division
life
game,
is worth
when
40.
the Patriots are playing for still playing for their playoff
This man
lives.
just almost died,
I know he did.
and he's alive now, talking
And
to
Ev's
the
like,
team.
but there's value. Look at the value.
I'm
there."
not even saying that. I'm just saying I guess I am kind of saying that, but
There's value in a person getting
No, trust me,
resuscitated.
trust me, there's
I would just
definitely
say-
there's a thought cross my mind where you're think you're all like get cute and bet the Patriots, and then all of a sudden they lose by
And then you're sitting on your couch with your dick in your hand, being like, "This man literally just
died.
came back to life
Came back.
and gave a speech to his team."
yeah no
And then you're like, "Why did I bet on the fucking Patriots? Because I got 7 points."
yeah no honestly I kind of like the over in that game actually.
And what's so is there a wait, before we keep going, Megan or Big Ev, did you guys have any problems? Like, do you agree with what they're doing, or you just don't really understand what they could have done? Like, the NFL's a tough situation, right? It's a very, you don't know what to fucking do. But
Mine's more the latter. I just don't know what they could have done. And also, like you said it really well yesterday, you're like, I don't know what the right answer is, but it's not that. I still think that you're saying that, and I can apply it to today's coin flip, and it's still, to me, not the right answer. But I also I don't play in the NFL, and I'm not making those decisions, so it's not up to me. But
yeah,
I'd say the latter.
Yeah, I the coin flip, like I said before, the coin flip is just a tough sell, but I just don't know what else they could have really done. Like I just think it's tough for them to have to cancel that week before the Super Bowl. So I don't know. It's so late in the season. I don't know what else they really could have done. It sucks, but it is what it is.
I have 2 NFL topics before we get into spreads. First, can we all have a moment of silence for Dickie V? He had to watch a replay last night and didn't know. Did you guys see that?
Oh,
Bro, pull up Dickie. I love Dickie V. He just beat cancer. You love college basketball. You love Dickie V. But this man, I'm gonna ask you a question in a second. But take a seat. Dickie V was tweeting out, Aaron Rodgers, it's 15-6 right now, and the game they played early in the year where they lost 15-9 to the Lions. Can you pull up the tweet? Because it's unbelievable. He was breaking down what the game happening in the game that happened. It's not his fault. Thursday night football.
A month ago.
Thursday night football just stopped. So how is he supposed to know? Dickie V turned on the TV. He's like, holy shit.
I think he deleted it.
He deleted? I quote tweeted it. Is it gone if all my quote tweet?
Damn.
Sometimes it doesn't go away.
You'd be better than that. That's kind of cowardly.
I mean, that's just funny. That's old guy funny shit. Oh, yeah, I got it. It's under my quote tweet. Dickie V says, in important at NFL matchup.
Yeah, okay, you read it because we're not going to be able to pull it up.
At Lions lead Packers 15-6 early in the fourth quarter. Aaron Rodgers has thrown interception in the end zone. The Lions D has been super. And I quote you, I was like, Dickie, if the game ends 15-9, Aaron Rodgers ends with exactly 291 passing yards, you have to shout me out on next broadcasts. I mean, that's a classic old guy mistake. Turn on TV, don't really know the NFL's not happening.
And you want to know what the funniest part is? He probably watched that game like
oh my god,
wire to wire.
Yeah, him and his wife sat down.
Another low scoring game with the Lions. This is crazy.
Honestly, I kind of like that. I kind of like can't wait to live in that type of.
Oh my god,
world
yeah.
Where I'm just like I turn
wish
on
he
the
didn't
TV
delete it because that's a funny tweet. Like no one's like mad at him. It's just like
start playing games from April. And be like, there's football all year round now.
Yeah. Can you pull up the Mixon tweet again? Sorry.
We need a smart person to decipher the ruling.
Real quick, my stance on everything is it's very dumb what they're doing. I think that they basically are saying your whole season means nothing if you're the home field advantage for one of these teams because a neutral site you play the whole season to get that championship game at home. That's just a fact.
Yeah, and the first round bye, but there's no real clean way to do this based on how things happen. You're either delaying everybody. I think the best case scenario for the NFL is the Raiders win on Saturday.
Yes.
The Chiefs lose, and then the Bills win, because then naturally things would have progressed that way. The only thing with the way this is currently set up is that the Bengals are kind of getting boned.
They're getting fucked.
Well, that's what I was going to say, because the
Bengals win that game,
won that game, and they would have got the 1 seed.
And they beat Baltimore. They have the 1 seed. If KC loses.
Yes.
But if KC wins, then all of these, which they're favored to do, and Patrick Mahomes is 8-1 against the Raiders in his career, the Chiefs are lined up. If they get the number 1 seed, all of these different scenarios come into play because they probably wouldn't have been the 1 seed if if the Bills won for sure, and then things would have gotten hairy if the
you just know the Chiefs are going to win because it's going to make everything haywire and people we're going to have fucking a neutral site AFC championship.
So a few things. So Josh Jacobs is very much in the lead for the rushing title. He's got like 130 yards on Nick Chubb, who's number 2, and then Derrick Henry's a little bit behind that. So it's really a 3-guy race. I would not put it past Derrick Henry to win this thing, even though he missed last week. But Josh Jacobs is going for the rushing title. So the team's going to be fired up about that. Jarrett Stidham played good last week, good enough. He put up 34 points against the Niners. And the NFL wants the Raiders to win. Mm-hmm. They want the Raiders to win. So I put those two things at least to make this interesting. Like, I wouldn't necessarily give it to the Chiefs. I know I just said Patrick Mahomes 8-1 against the Raiders in his career, but
no, yeah, I know. We talked about that
because covered earlier in the year.
It's also you don't want to playing teams that have nothing to lose is scary.
Yeah,
because you don't want that. But I just think also the Ravens kind of got fucked because if the Bengals lost that game and the Ravens beat them, don't they win the division?
Yeah, now it comes down to like a coin flip, potentially, which
is
I said wild. Yeah,
that's like Frank the Tank going to the barbershop and fucking doing a coin flip to see who gets home field. Like, that's crazy because you also play all year to get that home, especially that first playoff game. You need that home field. Like, that's where you don't think
the Bengals to handle business because Lamar has not practiced this week. It looks like he's not going to play.
Oh, really?
The Bengals are 10-point favorites right now.
You don't think though that they should have I understand the delay, but don't you think that's the most fair thing is to play the Bills that week 19 by themselves and and then have no bye week, no Pro Bowl? Like, don't you think that's the most logical, fair way?
Oh, because then do you do that with the NFC too? You know what I mean? Because then the NFC has more rest than the AFC. If some guy has like a minor sprained ankle or something like that.
Also think about in like
100%.
When it's supposed to be their like prime time week, and you're just gonna play one game.
Yeah, no,
and it's really, and if they play that game, I assume they're starting it from like where it left off.
Yeah, sorry, but the thing is though,
like 3/4 of a game,
take
like
those
just one game.
Problems that you both said, maybe a little more rest, maybe just because it's prime time one game, or a team is fucking fully losing home field advantage in the biggest game they're gonna play. Like that is crazy to me. Where you play the whole season to rank yourself to make sure you get that. Like when now, I think I would take the problems of rest and just the one game instead of the problems they're presenting us now.
I think it throws too many.
You're affecting too many other teams for like
Yeah.
one team to get affected, basically.
It's like a butterfly effect.
No, yeah, it's
if you
interesting. I like both sides. Like I understand. Like there's both
And
arguments.
in a realistic scenario, like based on DeMar Hamlin's health, you couldn't ask the teams to play before. Like
No.
now it seems like he's talking to teammates and stuff like
Yes.
that. And realistically, probably they could have played a game today, but there's no way to know that before we have health updates to be like,
100%.
okay, it
That's
seems
what we
like
said
he's gonna
before
be okay. So
everything.
the
Just-
earliest I would say they could play is like Saturday, and then even so, do you play both of those games on Saturday with those two teams, and then move their whatever, the Ravens, Bengals, and the Bills, Patriots? You play those on Saturday, and then move the Bills, Bengals to like Thursday,
Yeah.
and then like maybe do that. But then again, you're kind of delaying it because only one team is getting this bye,
Yeah.
and you're affecting the wild, and there's a ripple effect felt throughout.
Everyone's
the
gonna
playoffs.
have a problem with something
I-
they did.
I think this is the best solution, and it may not be an issue at all if the Raiders win. So again,
But again, also like I understand that, but the chaos just is always going to happen, and I feel like someone's going to be upset no matter what because there's no way this works out perfectly. It's the NFL. There's
Well,
no
it's
way.
impossible. I mean, this is an impossible situation to work out perfectly.
No, it is.
The whole thing from top to bottom.
Like we just went through 3 scenarios and everyone had a problem with one of them. So like no matter what, someone's going to be upset. And honestly, the Ravens get fucked in this, and the Bills kind of get.
The Ravens only get fucked if they win.
Yeah.
If they lose, they didn't get fucked at all.
the Bengals are the team that gets.
I agree. The Bengals,
Don't
I think,
the
I always
Bengals-
get fucked the most.
And
don't-
everyone that
No matter
bet-
how you slice it.
Don't the
everyone that bet on
Bills?
them to win the number
Don't
one
the
seed.
Bills kind of get fucked too? Because if they won that game, who you just wave to?
I said, and everyone that bet on them to win the number one seed.
Oh,
They've won, I think, 9 in a row at this point. They're the hottest team in football. They came out, they scored on the first drive, and obviously things, went haywire after that.
Could you guys imagine playing a slighted Joe Burrow this week?
Yeah, would not
Yeah.
want to do it.
no.
not wanna
Crazy
play the
run
Bills
they're on
either.
against the spread too. 20-3 in the
Yeah.
last 23 or
Insane.
21-3.
So Jay,
gotta be the greatest
we
run
brought you in to read this and see if you understand it. It's Joe Mixon's tweet. So he said that we're just not following the rules. Can you read it, or can you need to
Yeah,
zoom in?
Can we enhance
Can
that
we
a little bit?
zoom in that, or
This is a tweet of the rule book.
yeah?
He literally tweeted.
I respect the shit out of
Me
this
too.
already.
He tweeted the front cover of the rule book, and then tweeted this and said, "Oh, we're not following the rules anymore."
All right. If a game is canceled, a team standing in its division or its conference, i.e., IG, qualification as wild card in the playoffs or position in a playoff seeding shall be determined on the basis of the final record. When necessary, playoff tiebreakers shall be calculated according to per game average for all teams.
But I deciphered that as he's saying if they're not going to play the game
But then wait, what was
based
the
off
next?
win percentage, essentially.
the next
It
thing
was like
was,
the commissioner has.
but
the
I think
authority-
that's another rule, like unfair acts.
okay.
So I think that's just like,
Yeah, I mean, we said this. I didn't see this tweet before. The Bengals are the team that are getting fucked in this whole thing.
but
They
that's
had a legitimate chance to win the number one seed.
yes. But the fact that Joe Mixon's first tweet was the cover of the book,
cover and then
and
just
then this, and I respect it. Like he's like, well, we're just not following the rules now. That's a tough thing to say.
It's hard. One of the scenarios out there yesterday was like the AFC is just going to have 8 playoff teams
That
and no buys.
was crazy. That was nuts. When that came out, I was like, that was a real thing.
I didn't hate it, and let me tell you why.
Well, Schefter was like, the tweet was like, we never even considered it. But like, where does that report come from? It like, did someone just make it up?
I think it was Florio, like Pro Football Talk.
Okay, yeah, I could
Which,
see.
yeah, certainly.
I could see Florio talking to someone in the office,
Honestly,
and that guy
that
being
would've-
like, "Yeah, eight playoff teams. We got
that
8
would have
coming."
absolutely blessed. They pretty much would have just put the Steelers
In,
playoffs,
yeah.
Yeah.
as long as they won.
But if you think about it, like all of this is variable, and one team could potentially get fucked out of a bye. This removes that and gives nobody a bye, and is like, all right, we're all just going to play.
But then it's again, why do you play the season? Because
I mean, it's a freak accident. I don't think you can prepare for this. Like
You can't. No, obviously you can. That's why there's no right. But I think that you can't have a full season and not reward the best team.
Hopefully that happens. I
Yeah.
mean, the shitty part about it is if the Chiefs do lose, which again the NFL wants to happen, and the Bills win, the Bills get the number one seed. But if the Bengals also win, which again they're 10-point favorites. If the Bengals would have won Monday, which they were winning the game, they would be the number 1 seed.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And then with that rule is wild.
I would almost rather like 25 simulated Madden games.
just to see who wins.
Fully updated rosters. Yes.
Yeah, just go for it.
Well, thank you, Che.
Yep, no
We
problem.
appreciate you.
Shout out Lori Marketing last night. Che stays hot.
Yeah, easy money.
Career high 18 points in the first quarter.
My brother texted me. He's like, "You see this Che guy?" I'm like, "You follow Che?" He's like, "He's on. He's like, I'm not even betting it, and I'm just watching because he keeps winning."
I think
I'm like,
Dukes was telling me that he had a buddy text him and be like, "Yo, I found this dude on Twitter that's like super hot in gambling right now. You gotta follow him." And he just sent him Stephen Che's profile. It's so funny.
very fun. Well, thank
How's
you,
the data?
Steven. Appreciate you.
Data's going good. Tune in. Pick coming out probably later this afternoon. I got it kind of locked in on one, but I'm waiting for something else. to come out.
One last thing. I actually want to know Steven's opinion on this.
Yeah.
The NFL just throwing out competitive integrity for the Lions-Packers game. So they're making the Seahawks play early.
No, this is stupid.
So
Well, I
now
mean,
if
they're
the Seahawks win, the Lions have nothing to play for, and then if the Packers win, they jump the Seahawks.
The Packers. If the Packers win, they're in.
Yeah. But I'm saying there's incentives like if the Seahawks win, the Lions are eliminated.
But all right. So I wanted to bring. This was my next topic.
Dan Campbell ain't laying down.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm
ain't
just
laying
saying.
down.
I'm just saying.
Kneecaps time.
So KJ Wright, remember the guy on the
Seahawks
Seahawks?
linebacker. Yep.
Yeah,
Scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
he came out and was like, "I'm not a conspiracy guy, but this is a conspiracy that the NFL wants the Packers in the playoffs."
Well, yeah. No shit.
That's what I said. No duh, everyone does, but like I don't think so. They flexed the game, right? They got flexed.
Yeah.
So there's not.
But it made sense to flex.
Yeah,
That was
there's
What other
not-
game are you flexing?
There's
Yeah,
not
there
many
was-
games. The
yeah.
Jaguars Titans are Saturday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's
So
like
that's
by
by
itself.
itself, and that's a winning in. The Packers, do you remember the world is going to tune in to Aaron Rodgers' winner go home game. Like that's just a fact. So I don't understand why, because they're like, oh well, the Lions will see if the Seahawks win or lose. It's like they would have seen that anyway. Like why wouldn't you? What was the game before that? A bullshit game, like the Sunday night game.
What do you mean?
Who did they flex out of Sunday night to?
They don't make the schedule, I believe, for
Oh,
week
so
18
it was
until like
just-
the very
okay.
like the week of.
I don't know what other game you'd pick. So like I don't think like obviously.
It's the most
Obviously,
important game.
I think you put the Titans Jaguars game on that,
But it's
I
Saturday,
get it's not like.
though, so it's like it's
Yeah,
it's already by itself.
Well, then I think you put it as the last game because I think the order in which things happen is very important. Or you put the Lions Packers game as the Saturday night game, and therefore like the Seahawks don't have anything to play for.
But
That's fully eliminated because like
That's the same thing for the Lions.
it's a little different when the two teams in the game have playoff implications. Like there's only one team in the Seahawks game that has playoff implications.
Yeah, I just don't. I think flexing that game is like sure it's Aaron Rodgers Sunday
I
night,
think it's like just what they should have done.
and he's gonna win, and they're gonna have a storyline of Aaron Rodgers, he's from San Francisco. Now he's going to San Francisco to play the 49ers now, and it's going to be a whole story for the NFL.
They're absolutely walloped by the 49ers.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm going to
49ers
bet
have
you anything that the Packers beat the 49ers.
Oh,
Done.
yeah, easy.
Done.
We'll do it.
Easy.
We'll do something with it because I've convinced myself for the past week that they're going to beat the 49ers.
They ain't going to.
Marty,
not San
ironically,
Fran.
you're wearing Packer green right now, so
Exactly.
maybe that's a sign.
Yep.
Are you guys convinced on Brock Purdy?
No. But
think
I'm
he's good en- I
convinced.
think he's
I'm
good enough.
convinced on
He's good
their
enough.
roster.
Yeah, the rosters.
The roster's unbelievable, but Brock Purdy, it's still no matter what, he still has to throw the ball in a playoff game where there's a lot more pressure than
Yeah, like
They played last year. The Packers scored 0 points.
Brock.
It was 9-0, right?
Brock Purdy.
Was it 9-0 or 10-3? I think it was 9-0.
I think it was 10-3. Because
they scored
the Niners,
first.
They scored off a punt, blocked punt.
Yeah.
The Niners scored.
Yes, they scored off a blocked
I'm saying the Packers didn't score. I think it was
punt. No,
9-0.
the Packers did not. I don't believe they scored.
Yeah. I think it was 9-0 or 10.
It's
Whatever.
still
It was
Brock Purdy in the playoffs. Like I know he's been doing fine, but it's a different animal in the playoffs against Aaron Rodgers. That's all I'm saying.
I just don't think their defense is so good, and just like the drop off from Jimmy G's obviously more experienced, blah blah blah, but the drop off isn't that crazy.
Yeah.
There's a
think
drop
Purdy
off though.
won
They're,
a
they're,
playoff.
And
their
Debo might be
their
back.
physical skill sets are pretty similar.
Yeah. Let me give out one before I go. I gave this out on Money Shots yesterday. There's 3 props, 4 really that I love for Saturday night, Jaguars Titans. Evan Ingram over 45.5 receiving yards. He had like 168 in their first game. The Titans give up the most yards to tight ends, but 3 other ones that are almost like what you can't not take these. I parlayed in plus 255. Derrick Henry over 21.5 carries. Josh Dobbs is starting at quarterback. They're playing for the division. I'd be surprised if he doesn't get 30 carries.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Love that pick.
Derrick Henry over 90.5 rushing yards. Again, I expect him to carry 30 times, and Derrick Henry score a touchdown. Those 3 together plus 255.
90 yards.
90.5.
Please for him to get 22 carries, 91 yards, and a
I
touchdown.
think it should be 100.
I'd be
shocked if he didn't get this.
Yeah, it's stunning.
This was like I looked into the data. It wasn't crazy strong, but like this is like Mike Vrabel. He just rested a week. They're starting Josh Dobbs. They're going to run it so much. This is the common sense play of the week.
Yeah.
So they want to keep the ball out of Lawrence's hands too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be
Warm
their
up.
game plan. Like, what else are they going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. And even if they get down like 14-0, like
They're still going to
I
try to.
think they do that.
Yeah, 100%. Unless it's like deep in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
They have no choice.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks,
Shay,
Steven.
Shay.
Henry off rest is so scary.
Oh, yeah.
Nah,
Henry in
he's
general
going to
is
be
so
running
scary.
hard as shit.
All right, let's go over some lines here. We went over Chiefs Raiders. I honestly, Raiders +9 is not a bad play there.
I don't think so either.
I think Raiders +9 is definitely a play, but Titans Jags -6.5. I'm going Titans +6.5. I think everyone, including Ebo, has put them into the playoffs already because of Dobbs, and the Titans have lost like 5 in a row. I'm going with the Titans +6.5. It's still, I know it's at Jags, but I don't know. I don't know why 6.5 points is a fucking lot for a
It's
do
not
or
that
die.
far of a trip either. It's not
No.
like they're like traveling across country. You still have Vrabel's a good coach, as we've all been talking about. Henry should have a fantastic game. Like, this line just seems too high. I mean, I get why the bookmakers made it that way because of how the Titans have looked, but still.
And the
6.5?
Jags have looked so good, so they're like, but that's where I think everyone is going to be on the Jags this week.
Oh, absolutely. I tend to agree. Like, I mean, it's a 6.5 point spread. The total's only 40.
Yeah, that's crazy too.
And Dobbs, like, I didn't think he looked awful in that last game.
He got hot.
He definitely was better than Willis. Much better than Willis, I thought. It just, yeah, it's 6. It just, I agree. I mean, the whole world's going to be on Jacksonville. I don't know. Like, my general, like, betting philosophy on the NFL would be to take the Titans in this spot just to fade it, but
So, Ed,
the Jags have been just a wagon.
do you think if everyone's betting the Jags that this number because you said you're going to wait before like a couple hours?
Oh, yeah. Well,
before the game. Do you think this will get to 7.5 if people are like all over the Jags?
I don't know. The only because it opened at 6.5, and it's kind of I have to imagine it's been getting hammered all week because it's kind of the one game where like we know, like there's no question marks on either side in terms of like personnel and that kind of thing. I'm actually gonna look up the splits right now. It's actually not. Wow, I'm actually kind of surprised. It's like not the splits like betting wise like tickets isn't crazy. But that can change. That's going to change a lot before Saturday.
Yeah, that's going to come in Saturday.
But yeah, it's actually pretty even right now, which is kind of surprising to me.
It's surprising.
And now these games are where it's fucking confusing. Like Bucks Falcons. Like Bucks are resting people. Falcons, you just have to take the Falcons, don't you? Because they're going to have rookies.
It's like is Brady not playing?
I would assume he's not.
You should have kept Che in.
Because he's definitely
Trask.
They're definitely in. Yeah, I assume he's not because it's also Falcons are -4. There's no way if Brady was playing.
Those ones still keep your eye on it though, because they'll have a spread like that and somehow they'll still.
Because
I talked about it the other day, like I was talking about just before we started the show. Like it was 2 years ago, the Bills were in that spot where they had nothing to play for. They were playing the Dolphins. They made the Bills plus like 5 at the Dolphins, and they put like 55 on them and just absolutely steamrolled them when they had nothing to play for. So
because you
definitely keep your eye on it until the very
all the
end.
starters are out, but it's like if Trask plays, he's still what?
I was going to say Tom Brady in.
He's playing,
Yeah,
and they're
just-
+4.
20 minutes ago. Tom Brady
see,
locked in for 4th seed.
That's a line I don't really want any part in.
That's the last thing I want
Right.
to do.
Like if Brady's playing, I'm not betting them as.
Well, that might
I'm not
change.
betting
So the
against
spread
them.
might change if that just came
It
out.
could for sure.
You know what I don't mind in that previous game, the Titans-Jaguars game, maybe looking at, is if there's a line for Josh Dobbs rushing yards. Their blocking is the worst in the NFL, their pass block. And the Jaguars can kind of get after you, so maybe he takes off scrambles for one because their receivers stink. They're not getting open.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know what the line will be, but that's something to look at.
That's very true. But do you think Brady's just playing because, like, if he takes a week off, his body will just shut down because he's so fucking old?
I think he's just addicted to football.
I think so too.
I think he just loves playing football.
Next one is we talked about Patriots Bills. I'm going Bills -7 no matter what.
I am too, Marty. 'Cause I'm not a bad person.
Yeah, exactly. I'll feel like I'm hurting DeMar Hamlin if I do that.
If he gets
Physically, yeah.
if he gets a 7.5, I'm gonna take a long look at the Patriots. I'm just gonna be honest.
Vikings Bears. So what is your guys' play on this?
Bears are like Peterman starting. They're literally like they're basically tanking on purpose. Not taking on purpose, but this game they're I don't know. This is a tough one. 8 points is a lot. Minnesota is playing for something. They're trying to play for seeding. They're not gonna totally quit because even though the Niners are they're definitely going to beat the Cardinals, you're not gonna have that mentality. Like they're gonna play their guys and play hard. I don't know, man. This is a tough week to bet NFL.
I feel like Kirk Cousins fucks this up somehow. Like I feel like it's like he's gonna throw a last minute pick or something, and the 8 will not hit.
But for them, it doesn't even. Yeah, it's a game for them that really doesn't matter at all.
100%. It's a game like 8 points in the back.
Bears have been fucking awful.
Well, this is also do the Bears have their pick, correct?
They could be even number 1.
Yeah. So is this
if they lose and the Texans win, I think they'd get the number 1 pick.
I don't know. And I know people say
The
they're
Texans
not
are playing
tank.
the Colts.
This is a stupid game to win. Just is. Right. So now Ravens Bengals. You have to take the Bengals, I think. It's
Yeah.
9.5
I mean, as
points.
I said, a slighted Joe Burrow.
Yeah,
like everyone on that team is going to be fucking pissed.
They want to show that they're the number 1 seed, and
Ravens defense is still going to play, though.
100%. It's again every game I'm confused.
10 points is a lot. I don't know if I'm.
I saw a lot of sharp people online just doing a humongous just money line parlays of just 7 teams. Insane.
It's this is what we got to do this week. This has got to be the worst game. Texans Colts. Well, Ebo loves this game.
I disagree. I think both of these teams suck so bad. We could just get a shootout.
It's like
we
the
could get
Mac-
a 35-32
it's like
game.
a Mac game.
Give me the
It's
Texans.
oh yeah, I'm Texans plus.
Give me the
2.
Give me a
Texans.
Davis Mills 400 yards, 4 touchdown game. It's so
it-
gross.
it's him and
Why
Driscoll,
wouldn't
bro.
that happen?
Him and Driscoll.
Yeah.
It's not.
Little
It's
tag
not
team.
talked about enough that Driscoll just comes in for 4 snaps and does these crazy plays. But it's not like some. It's not like Taysom Hill's coming in. It's fucking Driscoll. What a yawn, Jason. Jason, that was the biggest fucking yawn I've ever seen in my life.
It's Friday. It's been a long week.
I'm tired.
All right.
We still gotta get Jason to record our.
Nah, fuck off. We don't need to talk about
no,
that.
I-
No. We're good.
I've been waiting to hear him sing. And
Yeah, we need him to sing.
You can
You
sing?
haven't talked to me since the last time
yeah,
we
because
did
I'm
this.
pissed.
Give me a bar.
No.
What do you mean I haven't talked to? We're on the show every day.
Sing
Yeah,
well.
when was the last
I
time you
like- I
talked
like
to me
that
on the-
singer.
Yesterday.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Give me a little Rihanna. Just a
No.
little something.
What about one bar?
Sorry, I'm trying to do stuff for the Yak. I'm trying to prep.
Crap, you're on the fucking this show.
I can multitask.
Well, it doesn't
I can't
seem
triple
like-
task.
You can't sing.
Yeah, that's different.
I guess we're not as big as the Yak over here.
No, guess not.
Wow.
All right, Jets, Dolphins. This is so it seems like it says Skylar Thompson's playing, but then Bridgewater's practicing. So I don't know if they've made a decision.
One thing we know for
yet.
sure, Flacco is starting for the Jets.
Flacco is starting for the Jets, which, in my opinion, should have done that before Zach Wilson. Mike White is definitely the best quarterback in that room, in my opinion. Flacco is better than Zach Wilson. That was a huge mistake.
Did you see Robert Sala's comments
Is there,
yesterday
go read a
about
book or
Basically
something?
said he should
He's
go on
like-
vacation.
yeah, go to Cabo
And just,
read a
regroup.
book Get some comic
Just
books.
just don't even think about football.
Read some
for
Calvin and Hobbes.
Don't
Like,
even
just
think about football
go
for
hang
a
out.
month and come back.
'Cause he still has 2 years left, right, with the Jets.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and also like there's like
Your rookie deal's 4
It's
years.
like fully
right?
guaranteed.
I've
basically,
seen some
so.
things online where it's like in terms of like quarterback ELO, which is basically like a skill rating that's like an exchange system. But he's like the second worst quarterback ever that's reached 20 games, and quarterbacks that are usually as bad as him don't get past like 8 games started. He's the worst quarterback that's like ever existed. It's like him and Ryan Leaf.
Jesus Christ.
That's impressive. I mean, if you're good, you might as well be the best at being bad, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, would you rather be like a complete burnout that everybody knows is bust, or just like some rando? I don't know. I guess people will remember you.
Probably
Not well,
I'd
but
probably be a rando.
Like Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel got a bad shake.
like Christian Ponder kind of burned out. Like he kind of faded into.
Manziel just
nothing.
got drafted by the XFL.
Did he?
Yeah.
God
Like, would you
damn
rather be
Johnny.
Jake Locker or Zach Wilson?
Jake Locker?
Just fade into nothing.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, but Wilson could
Because
easily
sometimes
fade
when you
nothing
say
as well.
Jake Locker, a smile comes to my face. Because I'm like, I remember that.
Yeah.
Like Zach Wilson, like, oh my God, I felt bad for him. Next game, Panthers Saints. Saints minus 3.5.
What a garbage game that is.
That's just another game of.
Two teams that have nothing to play for.
Just
That's all
fucking
Panthers for me.
No idea.
Sam Darnold, the biggest winner of this year has been Sam Darnold.
Yeah. Someone like what the Panthers. Well, the Panthers. I mean, they're definitely going to draft a quarterback. I'd imagine. You're
Yeah,
gonna
for
have a new
sure.
coach. Everything. They're going to draft.
They
a
still
quarterback.
have Matt. They still have Matt Corral. Corral?
Yeah, but you have to remember he was like a third rounder, and the new regime will have zero attachment to him.
Oh no,
They
I
will not
know,
care
but I'm saying they
whatsoever
still
about
have a young quarterback that they just
Yeah,
drafted
sure,
that got
sure.
hurt. I'm not saying he's
But
good.
they didn't invest really anything in him.
Also, you got to keep in mind, like when we were in April, when we were talking about like the draft class, like this is like it was like one of the worst quarterback draft classes ever. Like they were going to put Malik Willis in the first round. Like it's
last quarterback.
yeah,
was
like
bad.
if you're a third rounder in this draft class, like that, I feel like that's
That's what I'm saying.
that's a fair indictment on like maybe your skill set.
No, yeah, 100%. No, I was just saying they still have Corral. I'm not saying he's good. He just never got a shot. You don't know how he is really. 'Cause
He might just go out there and play like Malik Willis has.
Malik Willis is one of the worst
Horrendous.
quarterbacks I've seen.
It was so funny that Titans Bills game week 2 or week 3 or whatever it was, and everyone's like, put in Malik Willis. He can't be as bad as Tannehill. We got like he's been the worst quarterback.
So bad. We'll go quickly through these. Browns Steelers. I'm all over Browns plus 2.5.
I kind of feel the same, even though it's tough because they've had the magic. Like Kenny Pickett's pulled out the magic. last
Kenny's
couple
been
weeks.
great. I love
Played
Kenny.
really well. I think he's a gamer. I believe in him long term. But the Browns did play well last week, and I kind of agree with you that this is like if it gets to 3, I love the Browns.
Yeah.
I'd love to get that full 3 points.
I think it was 3 yesterday. No,
I'm seeing 2.5 now.
Yeah, it's probably fluctuating.
If I can get 3, if I can even get 3 at like minus 120, I would do it.
Yeah.
Chargers Broncos minus 3. Give me Broncos.
I think so too.
Russ is back.
I think so,
I
too.
want to do a redemption tour for Russ.
I love a
Yeah,
team
that's
when his guys are defending him on Twitter. I said it last week. I'm back on it again this week.
Giants Eagles. Eagles are minus 14. I'm gonna skip this one.
If Hurts played, it's just tough because I was thinking Dable move might be playing his guys. Now it seems like we're not going to play pretty much anybody.
Anybody.
And it seems like Hurts might play. He's trending the right direction.
Because they need the 1 seed, right? So like
yes,
they
they
need
have
to
to
win.
They have to win. So
Niners Cardinals. Niners are minus 14. So the Niners win, they get the 2.
the Niners are still playing for something as long as the Vikings win.
They get the 2, the Niners,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Because then we need the Niners to win.
Yes.
Niners win, we play the Vikings.
Yes. 100%. The Giants. Yes.
That's we.
Yeah. No, I got it. just for the viewers.
No, the viewers, we are the Giants.
The viewers.
Megan, what do you like?
Saints fan.
Saints.
As far as what?
NFL. You like? You're a
So
Saints
I'm
fan?
gonna be like Ev, and I'm probably gonna bet just a couple hours before. But I do like. We already talked about the Titans. I like them plus the 6.5. Already said that I was gonna lay it with you and the Bills for DeMar. I lean towards the Browns with you guys, but there's something in my gut that's telling me that the Steelers are gonna somehow pull it out.
It'll be the last few weeks where if you bet the opposite of the Steelers last few weeks, you've had your soul ripped out.
The Steelers will also not know what's going on with them, right? Because they have to have people lose.
They'll be playing hard because they're playing the same time as the Dolphins.
That's what I'm saying. They need the Dolphins to lose.
They need the Dolphins to lose, yes.
Yeah. See who else.
Rams Seahawks is another just. I mean, you gotta take the Seahawks -6, but I also could see Baker just fucking ruining the Seahawks season.
Yes, they do. Yeah, I feel like they've been kind of not playing as well the last few weeks, but yeah, I mean they got everything to play for. But the Rams, I've been saying the last couple weeks, they have no draft pick, so they have no reason to
It's just Baker has
falter. Like they're playing their ass off.
Baker has something to play for. That's really what it is.
I thought they were gonna play. I bet them last week. I thought they got shit on, but
The Rams are in a really weird spot going into next year. Their best player might retire. No draft picks. Their quarterback seems to have just like a broken arm, like a noodle.
Injury,
a noodle
Best
arm.
offensive player coming off a bad injury.
They cut their best running back to play Cam Akers more. It's just, I don't know.
Cam Akers played pretty well.
yeah, I like Cam Akers.
They have
really good
a lot of things really don't like Cam Akers. He's lowest in terms of rush yards over expected, which is basically like at the ball point of handoff.
Yeah.
It's like based off where the blocking is, like how well you run through the holes. He's last in the NFL.
Wow.
Okay, smart guy.
I thought you were the numbers guy now in 2023.
No,
it's
that's
Martin
not
Archibald.
numbers. I just see numbers that I can see. I don't have to. If I have to look for numbers, that's not me.
Okay. Well, I'll have to invite you to the lab sometime. I'll invite you to my computer lab.
That'd be kind of funny if we did a little.
Yeah.
If I actually looked at the numbers.
Yeah, we'll hop in that room over there that
quick,
people used to play games
If
in.
the Seahawks lose, though, are the Lions definitely, or they have to win?
If the Seahawks lose, that game becomes the winner makes the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be sick.
So that's what, like that. That would make the game the most exciting. If Seahawks lose, it's whoever wins is they go.
Cowboys, Commanders. Cowboys -7. Sam Howell's playing quarterback for the Commanders. The Cowboys need to win just to see if they can get. Actually, they'll know. Oh no, they've played the same time as the Eagles. So
Yes, Cowboys will be playing hard.
yes, they'll be playing hard. So I'm going Cowboys, and then I'm going Packers -5. I don't give a fuck what it is.
I'm also on. I think Packers are 4.5. Yeah, they're 4.5. So
4.5.
get a better number there.
Lions.
I'm on them too.
Lions with the points.
I
think Packers win a
believer
close
Packers.
Just put them all in a money line parlay. Anyone that you like, just put them money line
Seriously,
parlay.
I'm thinking about smart. Let's start with picks. Megan, let's start with your picks.
I know I'm on the opposite side, I believe, of you, Marty. I'm on Western Michigan plus 15, I believe. I think it's up to 16 now, though. All my lines moved except for Manhattan plus the 1.5, and then I have Siena -8. But if you like it, you can get it to 7.5 now.
Big F.
Oh, actually, I took Western Michigan also. I took Western Michigan. I'm also on. What else did I take? I took. There we go. Akron +3, Cal +9. I'm going to add a couple as well. I took the over. It was over 138 in Princeton, Columbia, and I added Siena as well.
Nice.
Siena -7.5.
The only reason I took Toledo -15.5. They lost their last game or something, and I bet on them, and I was like, that's just completely the reason why I'm betting on them, because they pissed me off. But
They were covering machines at the beginning.
Toledo
They haven't been as
Toledo does not play any defense, none at all. But
I just think that line is too thick.
It is.
big.
It is. But they also, their coach literally says, like, I want to shoot as many threes as we can. So that's why I'm like, okay, well, they can at least cover it, I know. This slate sucks.
horrible.
And
Just a bad sports night.
yeah, Harvard -1 just because, I don't know, Harvard always wins that fucking league, it seems. Rider -2 and Akron. I think we're all on Akron +3.
I'm on Akron.
I was going to take them. I have a ticket, but I didn't put them out. So it would be kind of a group ticket if I was also out.
Let's just end the show. We have 3 minutes left. Last night we all kind of talked about the Purdue Ohio State game perfectly. Like I had Purdue. Ohio State was up 1 with 30 seconds left,
Yeah.
and
I'm sorry.
he bangs a 3. That hurts. That hurts because that's a huge win for you. Go like in the Big Ten. Like that's ginormous.
They should have won. They were winning most of the game.
They're winning most of the game, and Key got hurt,
He got hurt like 2 seconds in
which
the game.
is
His
brutal
shoulder popped out.
for Edey. Like that's just, and they kind of held Edey.
That was what happened. The guard they dumped one. They knew they were going to Edey on the last.
That's the problem.
Session. They dumped it in. They double team. He kicks it right out. Bang, 3.
I think I'd rather lose on Edey 1-on-1 I think I don't know. And instead,
I'm just glad I didn't bet that game.
It's just
Like
a
that
brutal
was fantastic
matchup.
to watch.
I think
Yeah.
I've teams are kind of starting to figure out Edie a little bit. He's I've said this. Big Cat says it's illegal how tall he is. Like he is good, but he's just taller than everybody.
And he shoots free throws pretty well,
and
which
he can
is
shoot
annoying.
it. But I think people are. If you make him put the ball on the ground, he cannot do much.
Yeah, you got to try to keep him like far away from the basket when he catches the ball.
Yeah, if he
That's
is
the
near the
biggest-
basket,
the
he's going to
biggest
turn
challenge.
around and just jump it right in your face. But once he dribbles the ball, he does. His hands are too big for the ball. He can't dribble. Also, last night was Rutgers fucking
They smoked him.
dominated. I was on the wrong side of that. And there was one more that
Iowa with the big comeback.
Oh, Iowa. They were losing by over 20 early in the fucking game. That was for Pat McCaffrey, I'm telling you. That was just for him. Like that was what a switch by me. Because I was on Indiana and I was like, fuck, Indiana's the most fraudulent team I've ever seen.
We all called that yesterday.
Yeah, they just
we all said that.
they just simply are. But college basketball, Arizona State was a good win for us.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
that was sweaty at the end too.
But Saturday is gonna be awesome. Creighton, UConn, Texas, Oklahoma State, and then there's my favorite, Michigan State. There's been a lot of things going on with me and Michigan State, but watch out for Hunter. If they win, I don't think that you're gonna be able to tame that man.
And NFL tomorrow.
And NFL tomorrow. It's gonna be an amazing Saturday.
It's gonna be a great Saturday.
It's
IG bags.
IG bags. I have to answer his text. He texted me yesterday. I forgot to answer his text. Fuck. He said, thanks for having me on. Happy New Year. The Yak is up next. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Big F. See you guys.
Thank you, the booth.
Thanks.